Mikey, what up? You don't want a beer like mine, man. It's maintenance, man. It's annoying. I just want it so when it finally turns gray, I can be like a old monk and just have a long old gray beard. A word? You came up here to visit 3 weeks ago. Weather was probably iffy, just like it's iffy now. Like 1 minute is 50, next minute is 70. So I'm not sure which week you caught for your visit. Man, what it is. There we go. What's up, man?
Yo, what's good, my guy?
How are you?
How you been, bro?
No complaints, man. I'm grateful.
Good, good. Me too.
Good, good. So, as you know, like I explained to you, we on the 20th anniversary of Jersey Club, and within that celebration, what I mean, we have, of course, we have the dancers, we have the DJs and the producers, but there are a lot of people in its beginning stages that that everybody doesn't know, because now all everybody sees, if you look at the hashtag, you look on TikTok and everything, it's just a whole bunch of kids dancing in the music, and it's just pretty much showing the Jersey culture for what it is right now, but they don't know that started in the mud, and it started with a collective of young men and young individuals that were also assisted by an OG like yourself. You know what I mean? I think you're probably the only OG that has direct ties to the first generation producers and the first generation dancers, which is us. And that's what I kind of wanted to talk to you about today. Just like um, your selfless spirit, you know what I mean? That allowed you to give in that moment as not only a black man, but just as a young entrepreneur. You were already doing your thing. So for you to kind of like not stop in your tracks, but just along your journey, you assisted, so many of us. So I kind of just wanted to, go back down that road and talk about how, you did that, for a number of us.
All right, I appreciate that, man. I always show love to all the young folks that I see that's hungry and willing to put the work in. Like, you were one of the individuals that was ready. Like your whole team, you guys, knew exactly what you wanted to do. You had a direction, and you know where you wanted to go. So I'm just glad I was able to be a part in it, and to watch all of you guys grow into young men, man. All you guys are doing good, man. My boy Rel, Rel is a DJ now, my man Butter. So, and dance choreographer, like everything just came full circle, man. So we're just all doing great things.
Most definitely. I wanted to start with because before you got to and I found this out by interviewing other people before you got to us, because all I knew you as was DJ. Right? I just knew your drop from your music, so I didn't know you before that until you linked up with us. But before that, clearly, you were who you were, and you were doing what you were doing as a DJ, making your name in Jersey. But at the same time, you started off by helping some of the original Brick Bandits, like Dejan, Mike, and Tim Dollar and them, in terms of equipment.
Yeah.
Now, what was on your mind when you were giving them or helping them you know, with that equipment and stuff, because you know that stuff wasn't cheap back then. It still
Yeah,
ain't cheap now.
yeah, that's true. I mean, like once again, I saw the drive and the hunger in DJ Mike or whatever, and you know, he lived around the corner from me. He was on Alexander, I was on Isabella, so like he
Oh
always
wow.
to the block parties and stuff. Then Mike V, me and Mike played in the marching band together in Irvington High School. So, you know, when I was a freshman, I believe he was a senior. So, you know, he was one of my bigger brothers, one of the folks that I looked up to. So, you know, when you guys started the whole Brick Bandits movement, you know, Mike came to me and was like, you know, he wanted an MPC of 2000 or 1000, whichever one it was. And you know, he couldn't afford it. I think it was like $1,500 or whatever, how much it was, but it was a lot of money back then. I happened to purchase one because I wanted to learn how to produce myself. However, I knew and saw the drive in Mike, and I was like, you know what? Let me just let you hold it. And like you have the time right now to learn how to do the beat. So all I need for you is just give me some Jersey clubs so I could be playing it in the clubs or whatever. So, you know, it was like a one hand wash the other type thing. He took it and turned that shit out. And
What did you see as a DJ, Rand, as you were getting the music from them and you were doing the parties, you were doing the skate rings, the block parties and stuff like that? What were you noticing about the music and how it was connecting to the community?
I mean, it was just such a different movement because it was just remixes of songs that was already familiar with them, but it was just faster. So when whoever had the newest song or the most exclusive Jersey club joint, everybody would just be going crazy. And you know, back then we didn't have social media. Like we had to like press up our own records or play cassettes back then. So it was tough, but you know, we got through it, and everything is working out for the better.
Understood. So so now when I found out that you did that, it was like, wow. So, you know, Rand is he's deeply connected, not only to us, but to the music side too, in terms of the DJs and the producers. And then you got to us. What attracted you to, again, stop in your tracks, so to speak, and even help us?
Once again, when y'all used to come to the mall, and you know, like I would be playing Jersey Club and stuff, and we created a culture for Against All Odds, because Against All Odds, you know, a lot of folks don't know, but they owned by Koreans, and they enjoy our culture, but didn't really know our culture. And me as DJ, like I helped them understand and learn from it. However, they made millions of dollars off of it, but it was still, you know, a journey that we had to take that was necessary. You know, you guys started coming to the mall and y'all was killing it or whatever. And I was the marketing director for Against All Odds. So I had an idea of having you guys come to help out with grand openings. And you know, it started like that. You guys came and gave us a proposal. Before you know it, every time we needed entertainment for grand openings, we would call Envy. Before you know it, we had the signs, and then you guys would be killing it. We had routines and different time slots for you guys to do, you know, do what you do. And, you know, it just tied in with me, with the music and promoting the store and promoting the sales. So it was just like a one hand wash the thing type thing.
Understood. I'm glad that you brought up the Against All Odds, because that was the meat and potatoes that I really wanted to break down, because people know or they saw what we were doing like on the surface, but they didn't really know like how they didn't know like how deeply intricate that was. Like, so when we say Against All Odds to the average person, like it was like, yeah, that it was Against All Odds. But the total sponsorship wasn't just through Against All Odds, because you know,
Yeah.
they own several brands. So we were able to deal with South Pole Academics and all the different brands that was under them. And that was unheard of at the time. When you see now with these brands sponsoring this and doing that, that wasn't happening. It definitely wasn't happening for kids in the hood. And you were definitely, you know, in the midst of creating that opportunity for us. And not just for us, but just for dancers, period, to be able to show how we can actually collaborate and increase somebody's bottom line. And that's very important, you know, especially now, because every commercial you see now, Old Navy, whatever, somebody dancing around, doing a flip or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to show you something that I found that I found in the basement. You remember this?
Oh yeah, I remember that big time. Shoot, it's about 10, 20,000 copies of those running around. They
So
had
it's
those
like,
every.
so like even with that, man, like for us for us to have that collaboration in terms of you DJing and us being dancers and bringing that whole marketing plan together, again, it was unheard of. And how why did you know that that was going to work? Because to me, you don't really see things like this for a DJ and a dancer. We saw this with like Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince and
Mm.
this one and that one, Eric B and Rakim, but you never saw a DJ with dancers up until you came in doing that. You never saw that. How did you know, and why did you know that was gonna work? And how did you sell that to them?
Oh man, like it's a long story. Like it sort of kind of ties in how I even started with Against All Odds, because before Against All Odds, you know, I always wanted to be a DJ since I was 10. I've been practicing, and this was just a dream that I've been living, you know, all my life. But the way I got with Against All Odds, I used to go to, once I graduated from Irvington High School, I had a marching band scholarship to Grambling State University. And
Oh
I
shit.
decided to stay home in New Jersey. I played the trombone. I was very musically inclined or whatever. But once I went to Jersey City State, I started DJing at parties. I was getting paid for it. And I was like, you know, if I could make $100, $200 an hour doing these gigs, I don't even need to finish school. I can just focus on doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So I opted to leave college after 3 years. And back then I was still living in Irvington with my mom's. And when I told her I wanted to leave school and be a DJ, she was like, man, you must be crazy. She was like, you got a choice. If you decide to leave school now, you have 1 year to figure out what you're going to do with this DJ career. If you want to be a DJ, you have 1 year to figure it out. If not, you're going to have to leave my house and, you know, you got to be on your own and figure it out on your own. So I agreed. And within that year, I went to, I think it was either Willowbrook Mall or, yeah, it was Willowbrook Mall. It was the first mall I went to. And I met the manager of the store. And I told him, I said, I'm a DJ. I have an idea. If you guys let me DJ for your store for 1 year, I can show you that I can increase your sales. I said, I don't want any payment. I just want to know if I could sell my own mix CDs and give out my business cards. So they was like, we'll try it out for a weekend. They tried it out the first weekend. Ironically, the sales increased by like, I think like 40 or 50%.
Wow.
So fast forward a year, they, you know, the overall sales in that store, they became the #1 selling store in the company. So then after that year, I said, you know, I want to meet the owner, had a lunch with him, and I had a proposal for me to DJ for the company. And, you know, they accepted my proposal, gave me a salary, full benefits, and made me, put me in the marketing department for the company. And, you know, it was like my dream job. I was DJing for every store they had. Back then, they only had 3 stores.
Mm-hmm.
So then by the time 2012 came, they had over 65 locations worldwide, from New York to New York, Jersey, Connecticut, Maryland, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Virginia, California. And they would have me DJing each one of these locations every weekend. So let alone now I got my dream job, I'm DJing every weekend all around the world. And then they was paying for radio sponsorships and radio ads like, yo, check out DJ Rand. He'll be at the grand opening Against All Odds. So all of these different locations, you know, knew who I was too. So I wasn't just branding the company, I was also branding myself. So that also started opening more opportunities with different sponsorships. And as I started, you know, getting celebrities involved to come to the celebrity in stores for our grand openings, I just started coming up with different ideas to get different vendors to put up money for these events or for sponsorships or for dance contests or for giveaways in the store. So I just figured out how to finagle the system where I made it beneficial for myself.
Understood. And you definitely did that for us too when we do our first competition with Dance Wars. You got Against Our Lives to sponsor that. That's how we was able to give away $2,500 because you know they contributed and things like that. And again, Rand, I'm always giving you your flowers and want to say thank you because that stuff is big because it hasn't been topped to this day in terms of independent entrepreneurship. We did all that stuff independently. Like nobody gave us anything. There was no handouts. There was no, you know, there was no back door, whatever. It was just straight like, this is our talent. And you were an elder person in the situation, and you brought your talent, and you said, you know what, you take us as a package. This is what we have to offer, and boom, you know, the stuff was working. We may not have known like all the logistical details, but it didn't matter. What did matter is that every time that you called upon us, or every time we worked together, it was history making. And whether it was,
Yeah.
we was dropping a new club CD, or whether we were going to those malls doing those things, it was all history in the making, until the point where, to be honest, and it's not to knock anything that's going on now or anything that else that has been done, it hasn't been topped the way that it was done as far as independently. You understand what I mean by that? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times you have different people come in and do this, and they got different people helping them on the side. It was like, nah, it wasn't really that. One question I do have for you is, because we weren't the only dance group, there were a whole bunch of other dancers and dance groups at the time. What what stood out to you about us? Like, what made Envy special to you to keep working with us, to actually, bet the farm on us with these deals and stuff? Because, you know, we were still young men, and I'm not going to say that we were always the maturest, but you bet the farm on us when it came to those opportunities. What was special about Envy to you?
Like you guys, I just saw the drive in each and every one of you, and for you all to be in the group and to be able to get along and work issues out when you had issues. Like, I commend y'all on that. And you guys were young, hungry, and it was just genuine. I just felt it. And like, I always told y'all I didn't want anything from you guys. I just wanted to see us all win. Like, we all shine brighter together as opposed to individually. And that's why everything worked out the way it did. We had a great run. Everyone branched off, and everyone's doing exceptional things right now.
Most definitely. How do you think that plays a part to the young people now, like the run that we did have and everything? Because you see, just like everybody else, you got a phone, you got social media, just like everybody else. What do you think that we helped cultivate? How does that play into what you see the young people and the young dancers, producers, and DJs doing now?
I mean, some of them, I don't even think they pay enough homage to the foundation, but I mean, it is what it is. I appreciate, people like you that knows the foundation and still shows gratitude, because we came a long way. And just to see the progression over the 20 years is it's phenomenal, man. Definitely phenomenal. So I just, for the young folks, I just want them to pay respect to the foundation and keep building off of what's been created from before.
Understood. What advice would you give to them? Not just a DJ, but the DJs, producers, dancers, because the game is the game, the industry is the industry. What advice would you have for them in terms of two things: pursuing your dreams in the now, because you're still out there, and also, once you are in the flow of your dream and your pursuits, how do you maintain balance with what you're doing? Because, again, you've done that. You're maintaining, you're still here. You understand what I'm saying? You're still DJ Ran. You still go on WBL. You still, you know what I mean? You're still who you are, even before you met us. So we're talking about even before 20 years. So what advice do you have for the young people now?
My advice to the young folks is to think out of the box. Don't be normal. Pursue your dreams. Nothing is impossible if you keep on pushing. Another thing I would advise to them is to invest in themselves, like, because you can't expect nobody to do anything for you but yourself, and try to find a good, strong team that can help you move, because nobody can do it by themselves. Like, I'm living proof of that. I've been trying to be a DJ by myself for years, but it really didn't start to get better and flourish until I had a team behind me. Like, now I have a record label behind me, and I got a team of DJs. I've taught my nephew DJ T how to be a DJ since he was 10 years old. So now he's in the clubs where I feel I'm too old to even be playing around with the clubs. Like, now I focus more on weddings and corporate events or whatever. I just linked in a vendor's account with Amazon. So they just,
Oh,
before
wow.
yesterday, they just booked me for 25 gigs for between now and the end of December. So
Congratulations. Damn.
yeah, man. This that peak, they said this they peak season. So they want me to
Yeah.
be for the employees. I said, hey, I'll do whatever y'all want. So, you know, that worked out for me. I'm grateful for that. Just inked in a vendor deal with Food Town in Brooklyn. They had 3 locations in Brooklyn, and you know, I'm also I got a regular part-time job. Well, not part. I work full-time, but that's my second job, working customer service for Ashley Furniture, and I'm their social media lead. So within the next couple of months, you're gonna see a lot of things going on with Ashley Furniture, and I'm just living my dream, man. Everything is great.
Nah, Rand, congratulations on all that, man. Because what I know behind what you said, meaning that you still moving and shaking, you still hustling, and I think that's a part of the journey that the young people because they want the end game so bad, they don't
Mm-hmm.
really enjoy the hustle. They don't really enjoy like the deal making or experiencing all the no's and then getting that one yes, and then that yes turns into 25 gigs with Amazon. You understand what I'm saying? Like they don't really know what that's like because that just the times are just different. So I know that their grind and is different from ours. Theirs is more digital, but man, like when I hear you saying, I'm like, damn, Rand still hustling and Rand still moving and shaking. And I know how I know your value. So I know when other people see it, it's instant. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it makes me happy to even sit here and still talk to you and present you to a new generation of people and young people to
Mm-hmm.
know that yo, it's somebody out here from where we from. Like I grew up on South on Jave in Abbotsford, right up the street
Right up
from
the
you
street.
and Mike. You understand what I'm saying? So we all come from these same hoods, and it's like, you know, everybody's journey is different, but you know, the energy, the nucleus of what we come from is the same. But you know, Jersey has like this, you know, crab mentality, and you know, we speak about it all the time. But why do you feel like even when we spoke about this 10 years ago, Rand, why do you still feel 10 years from the last time we spoke about it, why the hell we still can't get it right? Why we can't bust the barrel open and escape?
It's the same. It's the same shit. Same thing, I would say. Like some Jersey folks just don't want to see the next person strive before they strive, I would say. Like and it's a dumb mentality. Like I say all the time, we all shine brighter together as opposed to individually. If we can get everyone to understand that, we could all move as a unit. But everyone, well, not I can't say everyone. I can't speak for every single person in Jersey, but we have that mentality where we think it's always a competition with someone. Even with DJs, like some DJs are, you know, I'm cool with, some DJs I bump heads with, but it's always a competition. Like I come into a party just to make sure everybody have a good time. I'm not coming to a party to make sure I play better than the other DJ. Like we
Mm-hmm.
both can play good. One might have a different style. Like it's same thing with dancing. Like when you're performing, and I mean, if it's a competition, that's a whole nother thing. But when you're performing, I mean, the goal is to perform and to entertain. It doesn't matter if you're better than someone or if you're worse than somebody. Like it's just everybody got their own style. So
Understood. And the last question I want to ask you, Rand, because I think it's very pertinent to just the now. Like I'm pretty sure you saw the verses with KRS and Big Daddy Kane, and how we had who was it, Capri? Who was Capri going against?
um, damn, you know what? I didn't even see it,
You
but
didn't?
Kid Capri and DJ Scratch, they had it
Yes.
for a long time.
So exactly. So when you see, because you came up during those times and seeing all those guys, when you see that and you know what they come from, you know the essence and everything of what they come from and everything that they've been through for the game to be what it is now, and to see that and experience that. How does that make you feel for them to get those opportunities in the now to show like, look, this is where it comes from? Like how does that resonate with you being from Jersey and being able to portray that to the young people now? Like, look, y'all are doing what y'all are doing now, but it does come from a place. And if you can honor that place, you know, everything could kind of come full circle.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody's saying right now that that was probably one of the best verses. And it was like, to the young people, those was the old heads. But it was like the old heads put on the show.
Yeah, see, I can't really speak 100 on it because I got to go back and watch it myself. But I know that Kid and Scratch always had a beef. But those two DJs are two different type of DJs. Like Kid Capri is a club DJ. However, Kid Capri can scratch and stuff. However, DJ Scratch is performance DJ. He's a battle DJ. So if they were to battle each other, Scratch would eat Kid Capri alive. But if they were to have a competition of who can rock a party better, Kid Capri will win because they're different type of DJs. So if Scratch and Kid Capri had a battle, it would depend on the categories of who would be the winner because, like I said, Scratch would do tricks. He'll pick up the turntable. He'll put a mask on. Like he's phenomenal. Like he was Busta Rhymes' DJ and EPMD's DJ. Like he'll be on the stage before the concert, you know, hyping the crowd up. You know, Kid Capri will tear a party up. Like he'll have you rocking on a boat ride or in a nightclub or something like that. So
they better than you, Rand?
See, they the OGs. I ain't gonna turn down from nobody. But Scratch, I'll give him a run for his money. The difference between me, I'm a battle DJ and a party DJ. So I've mastered both crafts. So I ain't scared of neither one of them.
Understood. That's that Jersey. Well, Rand, I don't want to take up too much because I know you're busy and you got things to do. I just wanted to, like I said, for one, give you your flowers always because what you did for us changed our lives. Like, you know, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it because you know, you helped develop our entrepreneur spirit. You helped you helped us be independent, and you helped us not be reliant on the industry or people giving us things. We had to create opportunities because we saw that's what you were doing for us, and we were like, well, if Rand can do that and he by himself and it's 6 of us, why we can't do that? You understand what I'm saying? And we kept doing that for as long as we could together. And then when we branched off, as you can see, everybody else is we've taken what you gave to us in that moment and we've never let it go. I just opened my dance studio a couple months ago, and it's just like, you know, I wouldn't be doing these entrepreneur things if I didn't know it was possible, or if we didn't have the success that we had when we were kids, to know that I can do it now as an adult. You understand what I'm saying? And you were a part of that process. And like you said, you didn't want nothing from us. Like there wasn't, you know how you be around people and you just never know like what they really about, or they might be kind of shit. Like, Rand, you never gave niggas that energy. Like, I don't know what it was. It was like, it was like on some Snoop, like you give me like Uncle Snoop vibes. And like, even when we were young, bro, like we never had to question Rand. Like Rand, every time you came up, it's like, oh, we doing it. What does Rand need? We there. Like you were probably one of the only people that we did that for, that we all collectively like, you know what? Whatever Rand need us to do, we gonna do it. You understand what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, you know, back then and even more so now, because it's helped shape me as a man and as a businessman, Rand. So I want to give you the flowers. I believe Swift is on here too. What's up? What's good, Frosty? So we just want to give the flowers, man, because you got to do that. You got to do that while the people are here, because the universe records all of that. It really does. So I always say, no matter how much progress I make, I'm not going to forget what DJ ran for me. I'm not going to forget what Terrence and this one and that one and that one and this one did. You can't forget that. It doesn't, no matter how high you climb, it doesn't matter what the different levels the people did it for you. All those levels still matter, because if you take them away, you start decreasing. So everything and everybody matters. Thank you, Frosty. I appreciate that. I got to get you up here too, Frosty, for an interview. You know, you're important to the culture too. So whenever you got time, I got to get you too, Frost. But yeah, Rand, thank you for everything, and thank you for your time today, man. And thank you for being you. For all the young people, how can they keep up with you? Because you know, you're definitely somebody that clearly is here for the young people, and whether they know it or not, they need to know that they can come to you. So how can they keep up with you?
Follow me, DJ Rand, DeeJayRan. My other page is DJ Rand's World, DJRansWorld. Shit, man, I'm here, man. I'm still in Jersey. I ain't going nowhere. Still grinding, still making it do what it do. If y'all need some advice, whatever, just holler at me.
Appreciate it, Rand. Thank you, man. Thank you for everything. Not just because you hooked us up with again. No, thank you for everything. Thank you for just being a man at that time, being an example of a man to us young guys at that time.
Appreciate that, man, for real.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Have a good day.
Well, yes, sir. You too. Be safe, everyone tuned in.
Peace. Frosty, DM me. Swift, get at me.
Swift, Frosty, what up, fellas? Later, y'all.
Peace.